Let's kiki on this interesting story. So Gracie McGraw, the powerhouse daughter of country music royalty Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, is not here for your Pride Month side eyes. Some folks tried it, claiming Gracie only came out as queer for Pride clout. But baby, she's been out as bisexual and proud for a minute. Gracie took to Instagram to shut it all the way down, reminding the internet that her identity isn't seasonal and definitely not up for debate. We love a loud and proud clap back, baby. Tim McGraw's daughter, proudly bi, not just for June, baby. What are we all talking about? You know, it can't be easy to be the son or daughter or the kid of like country
Tim McGraw
music
and Faith Hill. They're like
iconic. They are
God
like
and goddess.
God and goddesses.
Yeah.
But when you think of country music, you know what you think of.
Heterosexual white people.
That. You know what I mean? Like whenever, like, you know, I think there's like a couple of country songs in my thingy, right? And so they'll pop up when I have the playlist on, right? And my wife will like, can you take that shit off? Right? Like literally, you know, because again, it's a bad connotation, right? Not every person who listens to country music hates us, okay? Right. It's not like that either.
Right.
But we all know who are the most people who listen to that music. So that's a big reason probably for the clapback, you know?
And I like that she came out during Pride Month. It highlights and gives us extra light and a bold statement that, you know, even celebrities' children, even, you know, anybody is.
Anybody.
Anybody.
And I'm one of those people that, again, you can get mad if you want, but I am constantly wishing gay kids to straight mean people. Right? And I don't want someone to grow up with that misinformation or that abuse or that distancy between them and their parents like I had. It sucks. But you do teach some people. Yeah. And some people come out the other end in such a beautiful way that you're like, and they become pillars and they become activists for them and they start like doing the damn thing.
I know a lot of people who actually became activists because of their children being gay, or trans or bi or whatever the letters of the spectrum are. But I know a lot of people who are like, my mom was nasty, she was mean, she was and then I came out and she opened up and softened and was like, well, I guess, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to have to learn about
I guess God threw me a loop, you know.
I love my kid more than I love not learning something new, you know. And then there's other people that go completely the opposite way, you know what I mean? Like, it can't be easy to be the kid of superstars like this, you know? Right. So I think it's wonderful that during Pride Month you come out. This is when people that are in the closet, and a lot more people are in the closet now than you think because of the current administration, but they get to see this and go, okay, maybe I can come out next year.
Does she sing?
You know, I don't know, but she should with both those parents. You know what I mean?
Everybody doesn't inherit the voice.
No, at all. I don't want to talk about it because my dad was a singer. My dad would national anthems in Colombia. They would have him up and sing and everything. And I think that's where I got my want to be on stage.
Your performance.
Okay, but imagine being a kid going, I want to be on stage, but I can't sing, I can't dance. Like, so what exactly is your big ass doing up there? You know what I mean? Like, but who knew, you know? So it doesn't always
translate
it doesn't always translate, you know?
Yeah.
And I also like that she came out as bi, okay? I think that the bi community is the most misunderstood. Maybe not the most misunderstood. Asexual folks are also misunderstood as well. Yeah. But like, you know, because so many people take bi as like the shallow end of the pool.
Yeah, you have to take a stand. Well, I think a lot of people in their heads are like, you have to take a stand somewhere. Yeah. And I think it's because of the intimacy portion. Like when you get intimate with someone, you're like, damn, like, are you going to leave me?
Yeah.
You know, people, that insecurity, not understanding the whole aspect that bi just means, well, I'm sexually attracted to you and I'm here with you. Exactly. And so I'm choosing you.
Exactly.
I'm actively choosing you at this point.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just have that conflicted and mixed up because I think that's an insecure issue.
I think it is an insecure issue because if they're with you, they're with you. Yeah. I mean, but we're all insecure. We're more, you know, in a marginalized community, it really comes with insecurities.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It comes with a lot of insecurities.
Unfortunately, right? But you can be bi. I mean, look at Pan, right? You could be Pan and love who you love. You know what I mean?
So, Faye, have you always identified as completely lesbian, or have you been on the bi spectrum?
Well, so that's my problem. Not my problem. It's hard to explain to people. You know, I'm in love with my wife. My wife that's the good sex, baby. You know what I mean?
Because of the intimacy.
Because of the intimacy, but it's because it's her. I dated and I slept with men and I was sexually fine and I had a great time, right?
Yeah.
Heart to heart, I fell in love with my wife, right? Once everybody needed, but in our community, we got to put everybody in a box, right? So it was just like, okay, you're the L, that's it. Now at this point, it's like, how am I going to explain to you viewers? Like, yeah, I dated men. Yeah, I had intimacy, relationships with men. Yeah, I've been engaged to a man even.
Right.
Just the evolution of how things worked out.
Right.
I fell for a woman and this is where I'm at. And I kind of think that we're all a little bit
on
the spectrum. You know, you love a woman, but you don't want to eat her. You know what I mean?
But I have.
But you have. You know what I'm saying? And by what I meant you, I didn't mean you.
No,
you know what
I
mean?
get it. But in the same retrospect, I am literally the classically defined gay man. But have I dibbled and dabbled with, with vagina and the vulva? Yeah. But does that make me
less gay? No.
Less gay? Yeah, no.
It doesn't. And
sexuality is on a spectrum.
Exactly. But we feel that we have to be in that box and we have to represent that box. And if someone sees us outside that box, you know what I mean? Where it's like, if I say a guy is good looking, there's always somebody there to say, but you don't know what to do with that. And you don't want to sleep with him. And instead of explaining...
Right.
I let the joke go. I let the joke go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have done some great things with a penis. And if my wife died tomorrow, there might be a big chance that there would be another penis in my bed, I miss Jamal so much. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing.